We welcome you in. Today's new drug is yet another good performance by that U.S. hockey team. The women win it. The men get to the quarters, or the semis, I should say. They're one game away from the finals. And in the semis, they lead Slovakia 2-0 after one period, Hayes Carline, who hails from the Bowl School.
Could be a brilliant week for the Americans.
Yeah.
We saw Alyssa Liu win the gold in figure skating, the first time an American woman has done that since 2002. So it's rounding into form for the good guys here late in this Olympiad.
Canada is already in the gold medal game, as you would expect. They're, by all accounts, the best team. And the USA is up 2-0 after one period, 2 periods to play, the U.S. beating Slovakia. So, that's going to be – when is the – I should know. Is it Sunday?
I think
Monday,
Sunday at like noon.
It is Sunday?
8 a.m.
Sunday at 8 a.m. Okay. So,
Sunday at 8 a.m.
Okay. Thank you, Hayes. Thank you, Hayes. I've always thought of you as a bit of an information specialist, and you came through again. So thank you.
Bloody Marys and hockey.
It's noon
Sunday
somewhere.
morning.
It's noon, right?
Somewhere.
Exactly right. So anyway, good for the U.S. They're up to a 2-0 lead today. We'll continue to update you. They're in the intermission between periods 1 and 2. All right, all kind of fun stuff. By the way, what if baseball stopped? Hockey stops. Could baseball stop?
Like for
the
a
Olympics,
tournament?
For the Olympics. I mean, baseball's not a big enough deal.
It's always been amateurs, though.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about the Olympics, they went on a pause. Like they've been, they haven't used NHL players in a little bit, but they used to. So I'm sort of like used to it being NHL guys. It would be odd, I think, if it was just all of a sudden we had Aaron Judge out there for the USA.
They play in the World Baseball Classic. What if they changed it to where they played in the Olympics too, and then stopped playing for a month?
They should do that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Would the season go into November, though?
Yeah, well, that's right. And would baseball, because part of baseball's culture is the boys of summer. Well, the boys of summer. And if you don't have baseball I mean, you don't have basketball. I mean, you don't have hockey right now, but you still have basketball. You still have college basketball. You know what I mean? What would you have in the summer if you had to? But I thought about it. The other thing, too, is the World Baseball Classic is a big deal because it only has teams in it for the most part that are good at it.
Yeah, there's like 4 teams.
Yeah, right. I don't know that the Olympics would have nobody would be good at it except for the 4 or 5 teams, right? The Dominican and the Puerto Rico and U.S. and Japan. That'd be about it. And then nobody else would be good at it. So anyway, interesting. I thought about it because I'm not a hockey fan, but I do wonder how the hockey fans feel about 2.5 weeks?
17 days, Rick said.
17-day break. So a 2.5 week break. I mean, how would they? I mean, I don't know how hockey fans feel about that.
I think they enjoy it, don't they? I don't think it's
only one issue.
I think they're fine with it because they can watch all the stars.
You're still watching
games.
hockey. That's right.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of patriotic pride in hockey, too.
And a lot of storylines.
Yeah,
I mean, that Canadian-U.S. rivalry seems like it's incredibly intense.
Yeah, it really is. So, all right, a lot of things to get to today on the program. Glad you're with us. Pete Prisco checks in at 5 o'clock to talk NFL. I got some NFL topics that we'll get to as well, and we'll certainly have Pete weigh in on a bunch of those when we come up a little bit later on with him. Gator Hoops, the Gator basketball team at Ole Miss tomorrow. I got a question for you about that. We'll certainly talk about that. Did you see how UNF lost last night?
It's brutal.
Oh my goodness, JJ! Did you see how
RJ just told me it was like so. Just to clarify, in college, when there's a technical foul, you don't get the ball back because he said that there was a technical because the other team called a timeout. They didn't have a timeout, so UNF got 2 free throws.
It's not 2 in the ball.
Okay,
the possessions.
Because in the NBA, it's just 1 in the ball.
Yeah, the way the college basketball rule works now, it used to be always 2 in the ball no matter what. Now possession doesn't change on certain technicals.
Dang.
So the ball
killer.
So the way it worked, the UNF is playing Austin P. Austin P is the best team in the league. UNF one of the struggling teams in the league. Austin P came 13-1 in the league. UNF 4-10 or so, somewhere thereabouts. So this was a really important game. UNF leads almost the entire game.
They're up 14 at half.
And 16 in the first half, 14 at the half. Exactly right. So, but the lead starts frittering away. So the game is tied late in the game. Inside of a minute, the game's tied 75-75. UNF turns it over, and Austin P gets the steal. A guy named Zaire Collins gets the steal, and then immediately calls timeout with 1.2 seconds left in the game of a tie game. One problem: they had no timeouts left.
Chris Webber.
It was a Chris Webber moment. So it was a two-shot technical, but they keep the ball. Cameron Oriole, he's an 89.8% free throw shooter and a wonderful player. I hate to even mention him in the story, but
he's the best player.
He's the best player, yeah. So he's a really good player. He's a 90% free throw shooter. Hits 1 of 2. So now you're up 1 with 1.2 seconds left. No timeouts. Austin Peay takes the ball out of bounds. The guy fires a length of the court pass to Anton Brookshire, who catches it just over the outstretched arm of one of the UNF players.
Well, I think a UNF player hits it to him. I'm watching it again. It was almost like a Hail Mary where there's a bunch of arms flailing.
But he either hit it to him or just missed it. Brookshire turns around and makes an 8-footer. If that, a short jumper, at 0.6 seconds left and they win the game. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, poor UNF. Tie game, they turn it over. After they turn it over, the Austin Peay calls a timeout with none left. Because if the guy doesn't call the timeout, you got overtime. It's 1.2 seconds. But he calls the timeout. That's a technical. Oriole makes 1 of 2. They step out of bounds and fire it down court, and the guy hits a little short jumper to beat him. My goodness. And it's important to us. We were just there. We were there for the game. We were there for having Bobby Kennan on the air, talking about having Nick Morrow on the air, talking about how Bobby's done a pretty darn good job if you consider what he had to do. You knew this game was significant. You said 2 or 3 times during our program what an opportunity it would be for UNF to shock the world and finally gain some momentum. And it looked like for just about all that game, that was what was going to happen. And then they lose. That you talk about your gut-wrenching losses, none much more than that.
Yeah, that one's going to be hard to top for a while. But, now the challenge for Bobby Kennan is you've got to harness the good stuff that you did against them.
That's right.
And translate it to tomorrow's game. They're playing Stetson tomorrow on the road.
Last road game they have.
Yeah, so try to, look at it as, look, this was a significant step forward for us. We didn't get the result we wanted at the end. But, this team is 14-1 in this league. And we're lucky to win the game last night. So you just got to harness what you did well and apply it to Saturday. I mean, it's been too hard a road to let this game beat you twice. So if they can take the positives out of it, play with an edge, because obviously they probably feel like that's a win they should have had, then maybe you can get the win against Stetson and then close 2-0 next week at home.
And again, to your point. In a one bid league, all that really matters is the tournament.
Right.
So when you're playing the tournament in Jacksonville, so all that matters. So if you gain a little bit of momentum, that doesn't mean you can be. It's rare to have a struggling regular season and win the tournament. But the point is, to your point, if you gain something from that, the old moral victory thing, and then you start playing better and winning a couple more games. And wind up winning the tournament, well, then there was value in this. That's
right.
The point.
Well, what you learned last night, if you're UNF, is you can absolutely play with anybody in this league. So, that's you have to allow that acknowledgement to override the disappointment of the loss.
Yeah, but what a tough loss, and I feel for those guys. So we'll certainly talk some college basketball. We'll start with the Gators, but when we come back, and I got some thoughts on this. How about the stat that Max just read? Ruben Chinyelu has 8 15 rebound games.
It's amazing.
Think about that stat. 15 rebounds in a game 8 times.
If he gets 1 offensive rebound tomorrow, he ties Dwayne Davis for the most offensive rebounds in a season at Florida. They still have 4 games to go, plus the SEC tournament, plus the NCAA tournament. I mean, his rebounding, he's going to own every significant rebounding record for a single season that Florida's even ever thought about. Right,
it's gonna be like Cal Ripken's untouchable record,
right?
Like at that point.
And Bob Smythe, who you've never heard of, played there in '75. He's got the record for Florida double doubles, and I think it's 18, and I think Chinyulu's 16 or something like that.
Well, he'll crush that.
Yeah, no question.
If he stays healthy.
Yeah, because I'll say this. Offensive rebound, defensive rebounding is the factor in this too, or is affected by this too. But offensive rebounding for the most part, rebounding is way harder now with the 3-point line because there's long rebounds. A missed three-pointer it's hard to rebound that on the offensive end because it bounces back out. So there's more three-point shots. There's more long shots than there were before the three-pointer. There's more three-point shots than there've ever been because there are more people good at it, which means there's more long rebounds than there's ever been, which just exacerbates why I have that amazing story and that amazing stat.
I honestly know Florida fans certainly appreciate Ruben Chinley, but you are seeing him get some national buzz, but it really is one of the best single seasons from that and defensively. I mean, what he's done is a rebounder and as defensive player this year is first team All-American stuff. He's not going to get that because obviously all people really look at is how many points do you score in a game. But he is one of the best players in the country, bar none. I mean, his value to that team, it can't be quantified. I mean, he is unbelievable, and he's seemingly a great teammate. Really locks in more than anybody else. When he gets pulled and they bring in the young kids to finish out games, Chinley, they're all enthusiastic. But to me, Chinley, and he was like this at the game I saw live against when they played LSU, he's the biggest cheerleader on the bench.
Right,
I mean, so
that's right.
I mean, I have to think if, and I'm sure Todd Golden is, going to be asked this as they get closer to the end of the run, but he's got to be one of the most enjoyable players Todd Golden's ever coached.
Yeah, it seems that way.
I mean, for progress that he's made,
yeah.
his demeanor, and again, he does have a year left. I don't know what he'll do with it, but Hugh Hathcock, I would pay him to stay.
Well, you're sitting right there. Just hand it to him.
I would hand it to him.
Right there. I mean, you're right there next to the bench. The comparisons have been Oscar Tshiebwe, who was with Kentucky a few years ago. He is very much like him. I never thought that he would have the offensive game that Tshiebwe, I'm going to say it right, had. But I think maybe he does. So because he's become an offensive player. So anyway, a lot of fun stuff. So we'll talk some Gator basketball coming up in a bit. Later on, we'll talk a little bit NFL. I want to talk about Travis Kelce. I got a thought or two about him. A thought about college football. Joey Aguilar got his news. We'll certainly get to that coming up on the program. A lot of stuff to do. So we're glad you're with us. Let's talk some hoops after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Jeff Prosser.
I'm angry.
Mike Dempsey.
I'm spitting angry.
And Rick Ballou.
I'm like a tornado of anger, swirling about.
Yeah, we got angry covered.
My heart rate is dangerously high right now.
1010XL.
For nearly 60 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard has been Jacksonville's trusted name for the outdoors. From archery to hunting and fishing and more, their expert staff helps you get it right the first time. Right now, stop in and try the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews and get dialed in before spring. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious?
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey there, ET here with 1010XL. And here's a little how to be cool secret. No need to wait for an anniversary or a birthday. I'll just simply dial up Kuhn Flowers and send someone something special for absolutely no reason. It's really fun, and I can do it online at kuhnflowers.com.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans the globe as founder of World Central Kitchen, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and global leader using food as a force for change. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Attention Northeast Florida golfers. Save hundreds on golf at premier local courses and support youth development. The First Tee of North Florida Tour Card is your key to big savings and making a difference. For just $99, you'll unlock discounted golf and offers at top courses and local businesses all year long. Plus, every Tour Card purchase helps fund programs that build character, confidence, and life skills for kids in our community. Grab your Tour Card today at tourcard.org.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
Man, we thank our friends from Big Chief. What a wonderful company. 6 locations here on the First Coast. The north side, there's 2 on the west side, the south side, Mandarin and Orange Park. They keep growing and they keep doing that great, great work. Oil changes and brakes and alignments and the best tires around. They can get you any tire you want, and they'll also explain to you what kind of tires you need. They'll balance them for you. If you want that car running right, you need to know the folks at Big Chief Tire. I can tell you that very confidently, and my friends the Parmans do a wonderful job and have for the longest time. So we're proud of our friends at Big Chief Tire. Frangie and Carline with you. JJ La Selva as well as we are going to continue on. All right, the Gators played Ole Miss. On paper, easy win. Ole Miss isn't very good. Florida is the dominant team. But it's a stretch of the season, Hayes, where we've seen teams let ones get away from them that we didn't think were going to. That's where we are this season, where teams think games are getting away from teams that you didn't think were going to get away from them. So this one looks a little, because Texas will have their attention more than Ole Miss will. Mississippi State's not going to come in there and win. Arkansas, that'll be a very hyped game now because Arkansas is playing well and they've got a great player. This is the sneaky one that it's still an SEC team who's played a little better of late, yet it's a team that, despite playing better of late, still isn't a good team. No one's talking about it. It's an early game. This is one that could lure you to sleep. I don't think it will. I think Florida's going to win. But if there was a game that could lure you to sleep with all the attention you've gotten from everything else, this is the one where that could happen.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's hard to be up for a noon road game against a team that hasn't won since January 17th. I mean, that is where Ole Miss is. Now, the other night, they played well in College Station. They lost to Texas A&M by 3. But, what started out as a 3-2 conference start for the Rebels is now disintegrated into a 3-10 disaster. But they're led by a coach in Chris Beard. Good coach. We've seen what he can do. And So there is an element of danger to the game for Florida because of the sleepwalk factor. But Florida has just got such an advantage on the glass in this game that it would be, frankly, stunning, I think, for Ole Miss to even keep this within 5. I mean, Florida, if I had to guess, is probably going to shoot 12 more field goals in this game than Ole Miss, and that may be kind. I just don't think Ole Miss is going to have any answer for Florida's front court. And I mean, unless Fland and Lee and Clavsar just give them nothing, it would be very hard for me to see Ole Miss making this competitive.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And it's interesting, Hayes. They're a dominant team. They're one of the best teams in the country. They're way better than their 12th or whatever they're ranked here. It's odd. I still find myself wondering, because the Kentucky game really wasn't a close game. I mean, it was. They never put them away, but they didn't need a big shot at the end. They didn't need to overcome. They didn't need a big stop. It wasn't that kind of a game, right? So realistically, since losing to Auburn when they were asleep at the wheel, when they had read their press clippings, I'm convinced of that. I truly am. That was back on January 24th. That was a month ago. They have not had a close game. Obviously, they've won all these games, and they've won 6 in a row or 7 in a row, whatever it is, 6 in a row, I guess it is. But they haven't had a close game. I keep wondering what happens if they get in one. I almost want them to. I mean, I want them to experience, and it's not going to be this week. Texas will have their attention a little bit. Texas is a little bit better. And then the Arkansas game could be a good game. Arkansas's got a good team. And by the way, they end the season at Kentucky, so they've got some opportunities. But what I wonder about them is, if any, and they're so dominant up front, and the guards are now playing with, if not playing with great skill, certainly playing with great speed. I think that's what I would call Lee and Fland. Well, the skill set that would jump off the page for me is speed with the ball. I mean, they go, man. Either one of those two guys have it, they go. But I just wonder late in the game if they have to make a big shot or get a big stop, will they? And I'm starting to think we're not gonna find that out.
Yeah, I think it'll come. I'd be surprised if they blow out Arkansas.
Me too.
Even though it's in Gainesville and it's an 8:30 start at night, and that place will be insane.
And at Kentucky.
Yeah, at Kentucky, I actually think they could convincingly beat Kentucky. That's going to be interesting to see how the Wildcats handle these next 2 weeks. I mean, how are they going to respond after losing to Mike White in Georgia
at home?
Yeah, so I mean, that one I think could. I mean, it certainly could be close because it's at Rupp, obviously, and it's their finale and things like that. But the Arkansas game, I would think, would be close. They'll have some close games, I would imagine, in the SEC tournament. I mean, if they go to the final, they'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I would imagine, they'll get somewhat tested there. So yeah, I mean, look, it's a great problem to have when the biggest cause of concern is how will they handle a close game because they're killing everybody. Then, that's about as good a problem as you can have.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But that is where it is. I mean, this 6-game win streak, Florida has shot a collective 50.3% from the field. They're holding their opponents to 36% from the field. And in this 6-game win streak, their average margin is 22 points. So, I mean, it has been just demolition. And, I think there's certainly validity to it. But again, this is where it goes back to playing that non-conference slate that was so difficult. You didn't get the results, but you were in a close game against Duke. You were in a close game against Arizona. You were right in there with UConn. To the TCU game, they just let get away. They led with, 8 points with 7 minutes left in that game and collapsed. I think from a win standpoint, they have the experience in Nashville to fall back on, where they beat a good Vanderbilt team in their house, and Vanderbilt played an excellent game that day. Xavier Lee hits a three, to win it. So they've had a lot of experience over the course of the season in close games, and they do at least have the Vanderbilt game is one that they were victorious in. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's I'm not overly concerned by it, because I just think I think ultimately I don't think Florida's probably going to repeat as national champion, but I don't think not playing in a lot of close games will be why they ultimately lose. I just think they're just not a balanced team. I mean, they're miserable shooting the three, as we've documented for months. They're still just at 29.4%. So I don't know that they're going to be able to, this deep into the season, get that number up to that 30% line where ESPN likes to remind us every 15 minutes that no national champion has ever shot worse than that from the field. So they probably are going to be an under 30% club by the time that the NCAA tournament rolls around. Again, it's not going to matter if they're killing everybody on the glass. And until a team, and the only teams that can handle that are teams that Florida isn't going to see until the Elite Eight at the earliest. There's only a handful of teams that can really hang with Florida on the glass. Michigan can, UConn can, Houston can, Duke can, Iowa State probably can. I don't even think Purdue can, really. I'm not saying Purdue couldn't beat Florida, but I don't think that they would own them on the glass. I think Florida would have the edge there. And it's in so many of these matchups. I mean, again, going back to tomorrow, Florida leads the nation at plus 14.7 rebounding margin a game. Think about that. When Florida plays an average game, they out-rebound the opponent by 14.7. Ole Miss tomorrow, they're minus 2.3. They have no chance of beating Florida. I mean, unless something, and again, unless there's an injury, something like that, crazy foul trouble that's only one-sided towards Florida. Like, it's just Florida's become like a football team that has 3 All-American offensive linemen and an All-American running back, and it doesn't matter what they see defensively. No one can stop their ground game.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I agree with all that. And I tell you, I think one of the reasons the close games and big shots stick in my mind is so many NCAA tournaments, not just tournament games, tournaments were won by big shots, big shot makers. Usually that's a guard. And the reality is they had the best big shot maker in college basketball last year, which is why they won the title.
And Will Richard could take him.
Yeah.
I mean, he won the game in Columbia last year.
Exactly right. Well, and he kept him in the Houston game.
Absolutely.
But they had the best big shot maker in college basketball, and that's why they won. And so, but the 06, the back-to-back titles in 06 and 07 was built more like this team. Now they had better outside shooting because Torian Green, Lee Humphrey, and Corey Brewer could all shoot it. Hodge came off the bench and shot it. So they were a better shooting team, but they weren't built for the one big guy to make the shot. They were built because they beat you every way and they killed you on the glass. So I got thinking about this. If you look, we've looked at all their numbers, and Chinyalu's rebounding numbers is what's gotten all the attention, and their margin of victory. And we haven't talked about this in a long time because it's been obviously there for everybody to talk about. If you looked at Houck's numbers, even this far into the season, Tommy Houck is playing 34 minutes a game. He's averaging 17 a game. That I don't know. I don't, other than Neil Walk 100 years ago, I don't know if anybody averaged more than that on those great teams. I'd have to look back and see if the 04s had anybody averaging more than that points per game. Let me continue.
Yeah.
He's got 6 rebounds a game, okay? 6.1 rebounds a game, 2 assists every game. Hayes, he's shooting 47% from the field. He's shooting 35% from three-point land, which is very respectable. His numbers, again, I'm trying to remember, maybe Vernon Maxwell, Neil Walk, obviously. But, I mean.
Well, Clayton averaged 18.3 last year.
Did he average 18?
Yeah.
I did not realize he averaged that much.
I knew
it was
Clayton would be close to that, but I thought it might be 16.
I didn't realize
to
it was
your
18.
point.
Yeah, I would have guessed 15 or 16. So, well, there you go. The best player in college basketball averaged 18 points.
But he's right. That's maybe
Houck
even
right
maximizes
there.
Your point even more.
Yeah, Houck is right
He's
there.
a half a point behind what Clayton was doing last year in terms of scoring.
So, but Tommy Houck is his
and last
numbers,
year, Florida's leading rebounder per game, Alex Condon, 7.5.
Okay, well, this is 12.
It's like almost double that.
This is 12. Yeah, I mean, so it's really amazing what they do. So we'll see. Tomorrow they play Ole Miss. Ole Miss isn't very good. Then at Texas. Again, I'm kind of with you. You know, at one point when they were 5-4. They were 5-4 overall, 0-1 in the league. I thought, okay, it's what they are. They'll be in the tournament, you know. And I never thought a team that started 0-1 in the SEC, we'd look up and they're 11-2. Well, now we'd be really surprised if they're not at least 13-2. Now, we'll see what happens when Arkansas comes in. But we'd both be shocked if they lost one of these next two. I mean, they might go 16-2.
Absolutely.
I mean, they might go 16-2 in the league after starting 0-1 in the league. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So anyway,
I'm looking at 2005-06 Florida, and Noah was the leading scorer that year at 14.2.
Okay.
And then, let's see here. And then is this right? 06-07, Torian would have been the leading scorer, 13.3.
They were all in there together. They were all
wow. That year
three
was
of them
crazy.
were tied with 13.3.
Is that what it was? Yeah, they're all.
And then Noah averaged 12, and Humphrey averaged 10. Wow, that's a balanced. What a juggernaut.
Yeah, that's who they were. What about the 14 team? The team that went so deep. The team that won 30 games in a row.
That was
who would have led that team? Patrick had led them in scoring.
Well, I must
have 13-14 or 14-15?
13-14. The team that they won 30 games in a row. They were 36-3.
This says Prather 13.8.
So Casey Prather led them.
But again, it was very balanced.
Olbekin was right at 13.
Yeah. And then you had Frazier at 12.4.
So they were all
Patrick at 11.
They were all together too.
Yeah.
So that's what I guess that's what they've been over the years. Is the three best teams in school history were those three teams. Even in 2000 when they went to their first championship game and lost, they had a bunch of guys.
It is amazing that Houck's at 17, Condon's at 13.6, Rubin's at 11.8, Xavier's at 11.3, and Flan's at 11.1, and then Klavzar's at 9.9.
Klavzar, they almost have
six guys in double figures.
Yeah, and I'll bet Klavzar will get there.
I bet you he will.
Yeah, he's 9.9. So it's amazing. But again, having said all that, Tommy Houck,
and we haven't even seen what Olivier Rioux going to be next year when he's averaging 39 a game.
39 and 20.
Yeah,
30.
With 9 blocks.
We'll take a break.
And 3 steals.
I got a thought about NFL player Travis Kelce. That's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, it's Carline here for Atlantic Infinity. I'm loving my new QX60. Man, what a vehicle. It is fantastic. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months. And every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Do what I did. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or visit the showroom near Atlantic in St. John's Bluff.
Hicken here. Experience crystal clear vision with the Eye Associates, formerly Bow 9 Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD, Jacksonville's leader in advanced eye care. From routine eye exams to specialized vision care, their experienced team dedicated to improving and preserving your vision. The same care you've come to trust, now with a new name. To schedule your appointment today, call the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet A. Betchkel, MD, at 296-0098.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years' experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jax Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We thank our friends from Big Chief one more time. 6 locations on the First Coast. Mandarin and Orange Park in the south side and the west side, 2 of those, and the north side. Head there today. You'll be awfully glad you did. Big Chief Tire. Travis Kelce's trying to decide whether to play or not. I really hope he does. I don't care about the Chiefs either way. He's a good player, not like many players, not the player he once was. I think his story, I like him. Now, he's a hothead. You remember the game when the Jags played up there when he got thrown out of the game? He got ejected. You know, but I do. I just think I think his personality, I think it's good for football. I think it's not degrading to anybody. I know people got Kelce'd out, right? With the brother and him and the mom and the TV and the Saturday Night Live and Taylor Swift. I get it. I get where sometimes when someone's so in your face that you get tired of it. And I know there's all you have to do is go find the angry guy on Twitter. Angry guys everywhere on Twitter, right? I'd like to see the NFL lose fewer of those guys. I hope he plays. I mean, most people don't care. Maybe you don't even care. I hope he plays for all those reasons.
Yeah, I will say this. I mean, I don't care if he plays, but he is more effective than what you might think. I mean, his numbers have slipped, but even at 36 years old last year, he had 76 catches for 851 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Pretty good year
for a tight end.
That's a great point, right?
And so, yeah, I would. And again, that's what's so strange about the Chiefs, how they've sort of started to decline, is they've invested at that position, but they just haven't found anybody close. They paid Noah Gray, who now they're going to cut, basically, right. It appears. They drafted Jared Wiley in the 3rd round a couple years ago. He's done nothing. So I think they kind of need Kelce to come back because they don't really have anything. I mean, they could obviously go sign a free agent the kid from Tennessee, Chigakwonkwo, I think is finally going to get out of Nashville, and he's somebody that's not going to get paid a ton.
Right.
But if his agent gets him to the right place, he is a good athlete, and he is somebody that next year, I think if he landed, let's say Kelce retired, and they signed Okonkwo, I think with Mahomes, he could be sensational. So there are some guys out there that maybe haven't had huge careers yet because environmentally they've been sort of stunted with their rookie contract and the quarterbacks they've been playing with, but in the systems they've been playing with. But yeah, I mean, I would think Kansas City absolutely hopes he comes back. I mean, that's hard production to have to replace. And obviously what he brings as a leader and things like that, and certainly the experience. So, yeah, I mean, he's certainly a great character for the league. I think he's
to
been,
me.
yeah, good for the league, and we'll see what happens.
Where does he wind up when he's done? Just a talking head? See, I don't think he's a talking head. I don't sense him as I know the brother's a talking head, and the brother's kind of silly. But I don't.
I would think he's going to try to do acting.
I see almost that.
Yeah, the Happy Gilmore sequel, and more than just a cameo. I mean, he's in 3 or 4 scenes, and so I would think maybe you try that.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if he just settled down. And
he's not that.
I don't think
moved out
not
to the
that.
country, and we never heard from him again.
Yeah,
right.
He's not that.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that. So I would think he'll try and get involved, somehow in pop culture. And
he's a really likable guy. Again, forget the Chiefs and they're the AFC enemy. I get all that, and this has nothing to do with the Taylor. I guess it does have something to do with Taylor Swift stuff, because that's what's made his popularity grow. But
he's with Taylor Swift.
Who knew?
Who's Taylor Swift?
Who knew? But I just think that I like it when sports has those guys. I think sports needs characters, but particularly characters like him that aren't in trouble, that aren't negative minded. So it'll be interesting. They continue. He's going to play, by the way. I mean, you can tell by Andy Reid's comments today he was playing.
Yeah, if he hasn't announced it by this point, because now the clubs, you're at the point now where you kind of have to poke them a little bit and be like, hey, we need an answer. So I would think if he has not retired yet, that he is playing.
Yeah. By the way, the U.S.
What a butt kicking.
U.S. is beating Slovakia 5-0, and we're still in the second period.
This game violates the Geneva Convention.
What did you say the line was, JJ?
It was -3.
-3.
So
was the
to
line.
even win money, the U.S. has to win by 4.
Yeah.
And just to win outright, it was -800, which means you have to bet $8 to win $1.
Yeah.
So they saw this one coming in Vegas.
Yeah. So they're up 5-0, which means in all likelihood, they're going to go to the gold medal game. JJ tells us it's 8 a.m.
8:10.
8:10
to be specific.
8:10 on Sunday morning.
Yeah, Bloodies at 7.
I'm telling you.
Roll right into what do they call that? Face off?
They do.
They still,
Drop the puck.
By the way, let me just say this. In my limited hockey knowledge, I might have gotten that one right.
I only knew that from a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
But I will tell you, I can't remember the last time I watched a hockey game start to finish.
Yeah.
But I probably will watch that one.
Yeah. I probably won't be up at 8 o'clock. But, when I wake up, I'll start watching it. I won't get on my phone at all. And
I will probably that will be a day that I will probably watch it if it's
Canada almost blew it today. Yeah. I mean, they were down 2-0. They didn't have the lead until 35 seconds left in the match or game. Excuse me.
This game still has, by the way, the entire third period.
Yeah.
See,
Slovakia's in trouble.
Yeah, but
it's a good thing I'm not in Italy, because I'd be chanting for Ali. Ali.
We'll take a break. Headlines are next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
There's a reason play-by-play has been on the radio for more than 100 years.
There's a drive, way back. It might be. It could be. And it is.
Your home for live play-by-play is 1010XL.
Fall in love with a new Chevy at Nimnick Chevrolet. Now, right now, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 1.9%. Now, unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet is the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find the perfect truck or SUV at Nimnick. Remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade. So you want an even better deal? Ask about their demo models for deeper discounts. Plus, the best prices of the year are here. Look, you don't want to miss this. Shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or go ahead and visit the dealership. It's conveniently located at the corner of Park Street and Cassett Avenue. Get over there. You'll be awfully glad you did. So who's got more new vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Head to Nimnick today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Before the Gators tip off, get tips from the great Gator. Patrick Young has breakfast with the drill Friday mornings at 8:30, and they're talking Gators hoops. Take time out with Patrick Young. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Football's over, and it feels like a part of me died inside. This is Joe C. I know you know what that feels like, but have no fear. Revving your engines is here. The Daytona 500 is this Sunday. The fastest way to bet on the Great American Race is with the official sportsbook partner of the Daytona International Speedway, Hard Rock Bet. Don't miss out. Chase the checkered flag. Get to the winner's circle on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
The road to March runs through Jacksonville. The 2026 Atlantic Sun Conference men's and women's basketball tournament is coming to VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Catch all 24 Division I basketball programs in action March 3rd through 9th. Reserve your seat today at asunsports.org/tickets. Jacksonville is the destination for ASUN basketball. Get your tickets to the 2026 Atlantic Sun Conference men's and women's basketball tournament today. asunsports.org/tickets.
Jacksonville, it's official. Men's professional soccer is back with the USL Championship. Your Sporting Jacks Pro Soccer Club kicks off its historic first men's season on March 7th, bringing fast, physical, world-class soccer back to the First Coast. This is more than a new pro sports team. It's world-class soccer played on a national and international stage. Be there from the very beginning. Season tickets with seats starting at just $10 per match. On sale now at sportingjacks.com. Sporting Jacks. Pro soccer, pro Jacks.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Alrighty, we're back. We got Frank Frangie here. We've got JJ LaSelva. I'm Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They will take great care of you. Hopefully you won't need them. Hopefully you don't get injured, but we know that happens in life. And if it happens to you or a loved one, Holt Harrell, Julie Harrell, Renee Harrell, that is who you need to put your trust into. 251-1111. We certainly appreciate our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Frank, let's start with the Olympics. And this U.S. men's hockey team against Slovakia up 5-0 at the end of the second period. So the Americans in prime shape to move on to the gold medal game. They will play Canada Sunday morning at 8:10, according to JJ LaSelva. Canada defeated Finland 3-2 earlier today.
You know what I've noticed? Good stick handling.
Yes.
Okay. Exceptional stick handling.
Pristine.
Yeah, I think the power play is exceptional. You know what you don't want? You don't want our power play.
No.
Okay, so
and not a lot of complacency here, as they clearly are throwing haymaker after haymaker at the Slovakian regime.
You know, my favorite player is Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
I mean, he's always been, but I mean, even more.
And my favorite player is the other Hughes.
Well, Jack Hughes is. Maybe you're not paying attention today. Jack Hughes kind of carrying us. Okay?
Yeah.
Just so you know. I mean, he's always been my favorite guy, but even more now than ever, I would say.
It will be fun on Sunday morning to see.
It will.
Yeah, I mean, to see what the, how the country gets behind
social
the team
media, all the talk. It'll be on all the news shows. I mean, it really will be. I mean, I agree with that. It'll be a fun. That'll be a joking aside. We joke a lot. Joking aside, that'll be a very cool because it's gotten so much attention. It's on when people can watch it. It's on the weekend. That'll be a very cool patriotic moment, particularly if they win. It really will.
I'll have to shift into like British Open mode because like that's a weekend where I've conditioned myself to like I'll get up to watch that.
Yeah.
So I gotta
when
convince
you get up?
myself.
When's your normal get up?
Like probably like on a Sunday morning. I'll get up to walk AJ and feed AJ, but at like 7-ish. Yeah. But then I'll normally go back to bed till like 9.
Yes, my dog is it's clockwork. I mean, a war could happen, the apocalypse could happen, and my dog's getting up at 9. It's 7. It's not 7:02.
Right.
It's amazing.
AJ's
how he knows.
the same way.
Yeah, I mean,
their body clocks.
Yeah, he's getting up and he's getting my ass up. Okay, he ain't leaving until I get up.
Right.
So I'm always up at 7. So I'll be up.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm a walk and feed the dog and then get right back into bed.
I'm too old for that. Old people can't fall back asleep. We're just old people. Old people get up early. You know what they do? They get up early. They go to bed early. They go to Morrison's cafeteria at 4 in the afternoon.
That's awesome.
And then they go to bed.
Morrison's
and then they get up. That's what they do. We all get up early. Why are you up early? Yeah, I'm up early. I'm early. What do you think old people do? They get up early.
The Americans have really gotten it going at this Olympic Games. Alyssa Liu wins gold in figure skating, the first American woman since 2002 to achieve the feat. Really an incredible story. The 20-year-old Liu had retired previously.
Right.
In 2022, she was this phenom, really came on the scene when she was about 13, but wanted a life kind of away from it. Had that time, went to UCLA and lived like a normal, teenager, and then really started to miss the sport and returned to it with zero expectations, was amazed at how her skills were still so sharp. And here she is, an unlikely gold medal winner and now an American Olympic hero.
You know, it's funny, Hayes. I don't know if it's because the media coverage of it is better or more intense, if it's NBC or others, if there's just more media out there to cover stuff like this. But we're being told more cool stories. I mean, look how close we all followed the Lindsey Vonn story. It didn't end the way anybody wanted it to end, but the way how closely we watched it and followed it. The story you just talked about, and the Michaela Schifrin story, and the women hockey team, and now the men. I mean, it just seems to me that last time we had a Winter Olympics, there wasn't this much patriotic buzz. Don't you sense that?
Yeah.
Whether there's more stories or more coverage of the existing stories, it sure seems that way.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's been a fantastic 2 weeks, and the Americans have really gotten it going. Let's get to college football. Indiana coach Kirk Cignetti, who I once called a poser and a total fraud on air, gets a raise and will make $13.2 million a year after leading the Hoosiers to an undefeated national championship season. Once again, apologies, Kurt. Yeah. I was wrong.
Yeah, you and many others. You weren't alone. And by the way, I didn't have him down as the next Vince Lombardi either. But he's a great story. I mean, the fact that Indiana won the national championship, and some 64-year-old coach that nobody wanted for years that came from James Madison. It really is a good story.
We literally had to Google him.
Yeah.
To find out who he was.
Yeah. He said Google me, so we all did. And I mean, it's really a great.
This is his third contract. The change to his contract in 2 years already. They've had to just keep giving him more and more money.
Good, as they should have.
And it's a great investment.
Yeah,
I mean, they're going to get $80 million per school at a minimum for their TV money.
Right.
So if you're Indiana, you're like, yeah, we'll put $13 million towards Cignetti of our 80. That's a pretty good investment, I would say. Let's get it to college basketball. The Gators are at Ole Miss tomorrow at noon on ESPN. UF is 9th in the net rankings, while the Rebels are 92nd.
You've underscored why it'll be hard for Ole Miss to beat them. The matchups really work against it. If you can't get physical with Florida, like Auburn and Kentucky could, it'd be hard to even stay with them. So you're right about that. But I made the point earlier. I'll make it again. If ever there was a sleep at the wheel game, it would be on the road, a game nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about Florida Ole Miss. They'll talk a little bit about Florida, Texas because of the brands, okay? But no one's in Florida, Arkansas because they're both good. But no one's talking about Florida, Ole Miss It's an early game. It's in Oxford, Mississippi. Everyone's talking about how great you are, so you've been patted on the back. If ever there was a possible asleep at the wheel game, it would be this one. I'm like you. I don't think Ole Miss can beat them. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Florida wins convincingly. But if ever there was going to be a time you look back and go, we weren't at our best, it would be this game.
Without a doubt, because the players are all going to be sitting there. You know the conversations they're going to be having that morning. It's going to be like, okay, the game's at noon. We're going to be done at 2.
Right.
We'll be on the plane at 3. We'll be back in Gainesville by 4:30. Where are we going out?
That's right. That's right.
And that can get you beat if that's where your mind is.
And there's no buzz about Ole Miss. There's no. Again, Texas is still Texas.
Right. Texas is fighting for a berth.
Right. But they're also still Texas.
Yeah.
And then you got the home game against Arkansas. So, yeah. And then Mississippi State, you're okay because that's a home game. And then you're at Kentucky. This is the only one left where if there was potential to be asleep at the wheel, this would be it.
Absolutely. Florida State with an opportunity to continue to play spoiler. They're at Clemson at noon on the CW tomorrow. The Noles are 85th in the net, so they're going to have to win the ACC tournament to get into the NCAA tournament. But Clemson's 33rd in the net. So this is a opportunity for Florida State to really hurt an arch rival in terms of Clemson's resume as an NCAA tournament team.
Yeah, correct, because Clemson's been at times very good, at times not as good as you thought they'd be based on what happened early in the year. Again, this is a year for Florida State with Luke Laux in his first year with a bunch of portal guys to see what they can be. And again, I sound like a broken record. I say it every time we talk about the Noles, but people in Tallahassee think they've got the right guy. Now, listen, I said that one time about Mike Norvell, too. All right, but we'll see. People in Tallahassee seem to think they've got the right guy.
Miami certainly rolling. They have a huge game tomorrow at Virginia at 2 on ESPN2. The Canes are 37th in the net. Virginia is 16th. So this is a massive game for Miami. If you're the Canes, I think you're trying to get out of that 8-9 range, which is where everybody has them slotted right now. So if you could continue to win, get to a 7 seed, get to a 6 seed, avoid having to play a 1 in your second round, that would be pivotal for Miami. So anyway, really some good local action tomorrow in basketball.
In recent years, I mean, there always should be, but in recent years, there's been a significant drop-off from those 4 number 1 seeds, even to the number 2 seeds. So to your point, when you're on that 8-9, ask UConn. Yeah. UConn was on that 8-9 line. UConn had a really good team.
They did.
But they had some bad moments early in the season, so they got on that 8-9 line. They won, but then they had to play the 1. I'm not sure anybody other than Florida beats them. But
totally agree.
But they played the 1, not the 2 or the 3, and they got eliminated.
Georgia hosts Texas at 3:30 tomorrow on SEC Network. This is a huge game in terms of bubble. The Longhorns are 35th in the net, while the Bulldogs are 39th. So both are probably in now, but a win for either team tomorrow really helps them. A loss for the loser is going to make it a little bit more tenuous as we get into these final games.
Big win for Texas because it would be a road win, and it would be a team gathering a little momentum before the Gators come to town. This is a very big game for Texas because if Texas can win on the road against another probable tournament team and then shock the world at home with a packed gym, then all of a sudden Texas has the momentum. So it's a very big possible 2-game stretch for the Longhorns.
So not only do we have 4 of our local teams that we cover with all huge games tomorrow, we also have probably the greatest doubleheader in college basketball in recent memory. We have at 3 o'clock on ABC, Arizona at Houston.
Wow.
The Wildcats are 3rd in the net. The Cougars are 7th in the net. And at 6:30, we have 1 versus 2 in the net rankings, Michigan and Duke. That game's in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
It is a neutral court game.
Michigan and Duke are playing this late in the year.
Isn't that odd for a non-conference?
That is shocking.
Isn't that shocking?
Yeah.
Yeah, and great job by the schedule maker setting that up because you could – I think Michigan sort of come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Duke, you knew would be elite.
Duke's Duke.
I don't think Michigan had this kind of hype going into the season. They were probably thought to be good, not number 1 in the country. So yeah, you've got in addition to Gators and Noles and Canes and Dogs, you've got Arizona Arizona at Houston at 3, and then Michigan versus Duke again in Washington D.C. at 6:30. Splendid college basketball tomorrow if you want to lock in.
Really, really is. And I had no idea. I didn't see the schedule. Non-conference game between 2 heavyweights played in late February.
It's so odd.
Yeah. So you're right. What a day in college basketball. You're exactly right.
Let's get it to our teams in Jacksonville. UNF loses a heartbreaker to Austin Peay 77-76 as the Governors stormed back to hit the game winner with 0.6 seconds left. The Ospreys held a 14-point halftime lead. UNF is 4-11 now at Stetson tomorrow, but hopefully they can at least take some of the positive that they were able to do last night against a great Austin Peay team that's now 14-1 in ASUN play and translate that to the game against the Hatters tomorrow.
Yeah, I will tell you, you made a really good point, and I'm thinking about how devastated UNF must be or could be. Your point was it was the better one. This might be as well as they played all year up until the end of the game. Take that with you and form some momentum. I hope they do when they go to Stetson.
Absolutely. JU hosting that Austin Peay team tomorrow night. The Dolphins 5-10 in the ASUN, and again, Austin Peay 14-1. So look, if you're JU, I think it gives you some confidence. You're like, look, obviously we've beaten UNF.
Yeah.
Austin Peay will probably be a little sharper, you would think, maybe a wake-up call, but should be a confidence boost for the Dolphins that these guys are probably more vulnerable than what maybe we thought.
Yeah, they're 14-1 team generally has another loss or two coming. And it's an important game for JU too. Again, I keep saying it. The conference tournament is here for the next 2 years. It sure would be good to see UNF and JU gain a little momentum as they go into it. Because remember, we keep saying it. In a one-bid league, all that matters is winning the tournament. It really doesn't. The rest of it doesn't matter. The rest of it affects your seeding and how easy it is to win the tournament, but it doesn't matter. So very important home stretch for both JU and UNF.
Let's get to the PGA Tour. They're at Riviera this week. Xander Schauffele has gotten off to a good start today. He is at 8 under. Rory McIlroy at 8 under. The leader, Marco Pingi, is at 10 under. I've never heard of him. Can't tell you anything about good old Marco, but we'll see if he has staying power. The real story has been Scottie Scheffler, who was dreadful yesterday. He was 5 over through 10 holes. And this is a cut. There's not very many people that miss the cut in this event, but it does have a cut. Now, Scheffler has rallied. It looks like he is going to at least make the cut. But last I checked, he was still just 1 over.
And the projected cut's even, so he's still got a few holes left.
He does. You're right. Now I'm looking at it now. He has 16, 17, and 18 left. But he is on the outside looking in. He's right now T55. So, wow.
Do we know the last time he missed a cut? Did we say that didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, I think it was 2024.
I thought it was 1973.
Yeah, it could have been.
No,
it was 24, right? It was 24.
Well, we know he missed the cut at the PGA the year Lauren Brooks had him in a loser Monday. But I don't know if he's missed a cut since then.
Yes, he did.
Oh, 2022, the St. Jude.
2022.
Oh,
he has not missed a cut since 22.
And there aren't that many people in this field.
I know.
So it's kind of even more embarrassing if you miss this cut because it's not like it has 125 guys in it.
Very unusual.
So we'll see if Scheffler can rally to make it to the weekend. We will get you out on our musical note of the day. Today we're going to pay tribute to an 80s anthem released today back in 1985. Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me became iconic as the theme from the classic film The Breakfast Club. Simple Minds was among many acts that declined to record the song before finally accepting. The song went to #1 on the Billboard charts. The video has been viewed on YouTube 409 million times. Yes, this song, 41 years old today.
Gosh, doesn't it take you back to that movie? The movie was so good. And there are so many movies where the song defines the movie. This is perfect.
Absolutely.
Well done. That was really good. We've got hour 2 next. Pete Prisco in about 15 minutes. But when we come back, I'm going to talk about a college guy or two. Stay with us.
I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
1010XL. 1010XL. Jacksonville Sports Radio.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor, it feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit HollisPools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 146123.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Top Series 1 baseball hit shelves last week with blasters, mega, hobby, and jumbo boxes. The rookie chase is former Gator Jack Caglione. Get in the mood for spring training with Top Series 1 baseball at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
He's our Big Mac.
Woo! It's Smash Mouth football, baby!
Tom McManus brings his big opinions to Jaguars Today.
Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Frank Frangie here. Bono's Pit Barbecue has been serving up legendary barbecue on the First Coast for over 75 years, and right now, Bono's has a smoking deal for you. For just $12.49, you'll get Bono's signature pulled pork sandwich, a side, and a drink. But hurry, Duval. This pig deal is for a limited time only. With 18 Bono's around town, there's always one near you. And if you want the best catering, call 904-332-RIBS. That's 904-332-7427 or online at bonosbarbecue.com. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service,
Instant Keys comes to you.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today. Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
what race car driver won 27 times in one season?
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Richard Petty, the King, won 200 times in his career, including 27 times in 1967.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Help your loved one fall back in love with his or her home with a home improvement from the professionals at the Lifetime Family.
That's right, Nick. Happy Valentine's Day to all the lovebirds out there. What says I love you more than adding additional space with a glass or screen enclosure that will enhance your home's livability, or brand new floors that dramatically improve the look and feel of your home?
That's right. New outdoor living space from Lifetime Enclosures and beautiful floors from Lifetime Flooring.
Come experience the Lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our Valentine's Day specials throughout February.
Lifetime Enclosures.
When you drive past a Kuhn Flowers location, did you know their inside showroom is filled with gift items? Kuhn Flowers isn't just for sending flowers. Frank Frangie here, and when I need a unique gift, I head for Kuhn Flowers, Beach Boulevard, and in Ponte Vedra since 1947. Kuhn Flowers.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Hall & Sons Plumbing. The Magic are back in the winner's circle after a dominant win over the Sacramento Kings, 131-94. Paolo Banchero had a big night with 30 points and 9 rebounds. NFL free agency is right around the corner. It officially begins Wednesday, March 11th at 4 p.m. Eastern, although teams can start communications on Monday, March 9th at noon. It's 82 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. 10 Take.
The 10 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the duck, 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 rooter.com. I am glad that a local judge in Knoxville denied the injunction for Tennessee's Joey Aguilar. He now will not be the Tennessee quarterback. He'll now go to the combine and go to the draft, and Tennessee will have another quarterback, its fourth new quarterback in the last 4 years. That's not an anti-Tennessee sentiment. I hope you don't hear it that way. And you're going to think, would you feel the same way if it was a Florida quarterback? I don't know. I might not because I'm a fan of the team, but I should, because it's time the momentum changes, and I'm sensing that. I'm sensing maybe it was the Bediako thing in Alabama. Maybe it was so much attention given these stories. But slowly but surely, even these local judges, because it's getting so much attention, are finally starting to push back. Trinidad Chambliss got away with it because he kept appealing, and I have nothing against him either. I'm a kind of a fan of his. But at some point, the eligibility standards of the NCAA have got to stand up. Maybe one day, Hayes, as you've always said, they won't because everybody will be eligible. But at least now, while those standards are in place, we have to move on from the guys who have been there 4 or 5 years and bring in guys from high school. At least that way it'll be a semblance of what it once was. So for me, Joey Aguilar got denied today. I did not think he would. I thought once he went to a local judge in Knoxville, that wouldn't happen. I'm glad it happened. It's not anti-Tennessee. Believe me, it's not. We have to get back to momentum. We have to get the momentum swinging back to doing it the right way. And slowly but surely, we're seeing that. I saw a stat today that far more of these injunctions have been denied than granted. I didn't know that. All I know is the big publicized ones always seem to get granted, but this one didn't. This is a win for college football. Tennessee will find a good quarterback. Josh Heupel's a really good coach. Whoever plays under him, it's kind of like the Spurrier thing. Whoever plays under him is going to be good. But college football needed this to get denied, and I'm glad that it did.
I was surprised because, I think, Brett Hastings talked to us about this case, and he kind of thought that Aguilar was probably going to get the relief that he was seeking because of it was basically just an extension of the Pavia thing. It's like, well, if you're not going to count 1 year of junior college against Pavia, why would you count 2 years against Aguilar? And I give the judge credit. Obviously, it's a local judge that Tennessee probably thought was going to be very favorable to them, and so I am pleasantly surprised. I'm all for 5 years of 5 to play 5, and make all the money you can make in that 5-year window. But then you've got to let other people have a chance to enter into that marketplace. I do think that there is a legal argument to somebody saying I shouldn't be able to age out of this. I as a fan, hope they do age out.
Right.
I don't want to see the Florida quarterback being 31 years old.
Right.
As great as, you know what I mean? I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think there's a legal argument for somebody that has only done high school football and then signed in college to say, why should I have to leave if I'm getting paid so much money to play this game at this level?
And they might ultimately win that, but at least for today, they're not winning that in a widespread way. And see, here's the other thing, too. We focus always on the stars, the guys who are going to be in the NFL, the guys, if they're not going to be in the NFL, the guys that make big money to stay in college. But college football is still, even at the highest level, college football is still primarily made up of guys who are not going to make millions and are not going to the NFL. It's still primarily made up of guys who are going to play college football and then go be insurance agents. That's what it's made up of. Well, if that's the case, then what they get out of it, a college education, really does matter. Matters more than it ever mattered. So if that's what's going to be the case, and that's what we're going to do, then let's make sure we keep giving enough of the high schoolers an opportunity to do it. That's the bottom line. Let's make sure we keep giving enough of the high schoolers a chance to do it, and I think we will. I'm really glad it landed where it did. I really am. Let's take a break. Let's say hello to Pete Prisco. Talk NFL after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey, it's Carline here for Atlantic Infinity. I'm loving my new QX60. Man, what a vehicle. It is fantastic. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months. And every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Do what I did. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or visit the showroom near Atlantic in St. John's Bluff.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
I hate violence. It's the one thing I detest.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Ow! Ow!
Did you just punch me in the face?
Yes.
Mornings on 1010XL.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell and Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. So how do you decide? With so many messages on air, I know it can all sound the same. At Harrell and Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. When you've been injured in an accident, you need help from someone you know, someone you can trust. Harrell and Harrell, a name you know, a name you trust. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
The month for love is a perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live, from closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. With their brand new showroom now open, they have extended the offer of 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free consultation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
All month, 1010XL brings you the stories of African-American leaders who built the bold city. One achievement, one breakthrough, and one act of courage at a time. Black History Month is turned by Instant Keys.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number 1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
Do you love cold weather? Tobacco Cove doesn't either, and we are heating things up with a fantastic event featuring Perdomo cigars. Escape the chill on Saturday, February 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. and enjoy a Nicaraguan cigar celebration. Food, drinks, and specials on cigars. Experience Perdomo quality and value for yourself. Tobacco Cove at 3849 Bay Meadows Road. More than a cigar store, it's an experience.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
All right, tomorrow's the day to join the sports card, the Showtime folks, for the Tops Rip Night, actually day, from 11 to 7 at the Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic, that big baseball tournament's going on at ViStar right now. It's going to feature giveaways, raffles, box breaks, you name it. You can get your tickets online. You can get them down there at the baseball grounds. LSU, Notre Dame, Indiana, and UCF. That's 4 good programs, and they'll all be down at the Jacks Baseball Classic. Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles, a big part of that. They're going to have that Tops Rip Night going on all day long, so go see them. And, of course, you can always go see them at the corner of Phillips and Shad or see them on those social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Pete Prisco joins us. Pete, how you doing, buddy?
Good. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Hey, by the way, you watching hockey? You locked into the hockey, Pete?
Of course.
Hockey guy here.
I mean, look, it's so weird when you watch it. Like I'm watching Finland and Canada, and they got the Panthers on one side, and all the Finns are Panthers. A lot of those Finns are Panthers too.
Instead of playing against, they're playing against your favorite team's got a bunch of guys playing against each other. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let me start. We'll get to some Jaguar stuff late, but let me start with this. You've had some interesting tweets, and I kind of agree with it. And you said this on our show. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but this whole all of a sudden Malik Willis is all the rage, and people are going to trade for some journeymen and make them starters. It really annoys you. I can tell it. Expound on that a little bit, Pete, because I think it's an interesting take.
Well, it's not just Malik Willis; it's everybody. I mean, this quarterback class. I mean, if you look at it, Malik Willis I think he's thrown 115 passes in the last couple of years. I mean, and all of a sudden now you're going to decide based on that he's your long-term answer, and you're going to give him $30 to $40 million a year. It makes no sense to me. And I think what we're getting is the quarterback panic situation. The same holds true for the rest of those quarterbacks. Would you give up a second-round pick for Mac Jones? I wouldn't. Would you give up a second-round pick for Davis Mills? I wouldn't. Would you give up a second-round pick for Tanner McGee? I wouldn't. And so now you have these teams that are so desperate that they're going to make these moves, and it's just going to get them into deeper trouble. What I would do, I would sit back and I'd wait till next year. And everybody always says, well, next year might not be the year. They always say the next year is going to be the great quarterback class. Well, Arch Manning's going to be in that class, and I think he's going to end up being the number one pick. Dante Moore's going to be in that class, and he's going to be up there close to him.
Right. DJ Lagway will be in that class.
Slow your roll there. Hey. But, I mean, you have you have the Hoover kid who's transferred from TCU. Right. You have Levitt who's going to LSU. You got the kid at USC, the big kid at UCLA. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks next year. Why force it and put yourself in that kind of situation for a guy who basically – had some good games, but are you convinced that he's the long-term answer?
Very good point.
Yeah, it is. Pete, do you think with Kirk Cousins, is there anything left with Cousins as a viable starter?
I don't think so. I was talking to a guy in the league today, and they don't think so either. I think that's the problem. I mean, what do? Do you go get, Joe Flacco and as a guy? I mean, do you go get Andy Dalton? Do you go get what do you do? That's the problem. There aren't enough of them. And so I think you're better off just sitting it out. Find a young guy or a veteran who could, is going to win you 5-6 games or whatever, make it so it looks decent, and then go into the next year's draft and get one. I just don't think you got to panic that way, and I think you're going to see a lot of teams, in that situation trying to panic.
Pete, which quarterbacks? Obviously, Trevor's one of them. We've talked about Trevor a great deal. He's one of them. Which quarterbacks that are playing? In your mind, are starting to emerge? Trevor's the obvious one. Is Jordan Love in that group for you? Give me a handful of guys that aren't Mahomes and Burrow and Lamar and whatnot, not Josh Allen, that are starting to emerge now in your mind.
Well, I think Jordan Love is in that group, and every year he's had something go wrong around him, and so we've seen that with Trevor in his past too. I think every time you see Jordan Love get into a rhythm, one of his star receivers goes down or his, offensive line gets banged up. And I think that's hurt him, and it's hurt him in big games. But he's put up some really good numbers. I think he's one. I'll tell you what, Caleb Williams grew up this year.
Yep.
I mean, he became a player. And if he can just get those little, plays out where he goes backwards and doesn't stay in the pocket and doesn't allow the play to develop, if he can get rid of that, which I think he can, because, Ben Johnson's a good coach, plus he's in year 3, you should be getting rid of that stuff, then he's going to make strides going forward as well. I think those are guys to keep an eye on, young quarterbacks like that. And here's the other one, too. We just gave up on Jaden Daniels. I mean, a year ago, we were all talking about how great he was. He got hurt. Now, all of a sudden, he's just like a forgotten guy. I still think he's got the capability to be a big-time quarterback, too.
The Jaguars put out something interesting on their digital side earlier this week. It was only about a 55-second clip, Pete. I don't know if you saw it. It was Liam Cohen.
I saw it.
Yeah. I really liked his messaging there. What did you make of? What was your opinion on Liam's message that the Jaguars let the fans see?
Don't be a one-hit wonder, basically, is what he was saying. I mean, and I like that. I think that's what you have to do. I mean, let's be real. There's been a lot of one-hit wonders in recent memory around there, and you don't want to be that. And I think he realizes that. So that's why he sends that out, and he says, look, we're not going to be that. We're going to go, become a team that's going to have sustainable success. and have sustainable success, you got to have the quarterback and the coach, and they have the quarterback and the coach. And so I think they can have sustainable success. So it makes sense for him to say that, but I'm glad he put that out there because he's smart. I mean, you don't want these guys thinking, okay, well, you had a good year last year, you won a division, you still didn't win a playoff game. So it's time to do more, and I think that's the message he sent out.
Pete, why are all the young gun coaches all the rage now? It almost seems I mean, there's some exceptions. Mike McCarthy got a job, and the few John Harbaugh. But why are the young gun coaches all the rage now more than maybe ever before, or maybe they always have been? I just haven't noticed as much.
No, you're right. There's some, because look, we crown these guys quickly in the process, going up the ladder, being a great play caller and a great play designer and a guy who can, handle stuff on Sunday. What we don't know is how they'll handle stuff when they're the actual guy. And I think having guys like Ben Johnson and Liam Cohn handle the team the way they did, and that's the most important part of it. Yeah, they're both really good, bright offensive minds. We knew that. What we didn't know is how they would handle the team, and they both handled their team very well. And I think the players responded to that, and that's the most important part of it. And that's why I think you're going to see more and more of that. You're going to give these young guys a shot. Plus, here's the other part of it, Frank. You give young guys a shot nowadays, 2 years later, if they don't make it, out the door you go. The patience isn't there anymore, so guys get fired quicker, and I think you're going to see more turnover at the coaching profession than we've ever seen.
The Joe Mixon situation in Houston is so peculiar. Do you think he just gets cut and Joe Mixon's just done, just retires?
Well, how bad is the injury? That's what we don't know, and they won't say anything about it. But anytime you have feet injury and you're a running back, that's a problem. And so I'm concerned that, the best of Joe Mixon is done. And they, they almost reminded me when Fred Taylor played, when, he tore the muscle off the bone and they kept saying he's week to week. They kind of did that to him during the season, and they were all quiet about it. It wasn't fair to the kid. Just come out and say, or the kid should have come out and said, look, this is what I have. I'm not going to play. I'm going to get ready for next year and try and play next year. But now it just kind of hangs out there. And so how bad is the injury? Do you plan on playing? What do the Texans want to do with you? And anytime you get to be an aging running back and you start having problems like that, that's never a good thing.
In terms of looking at the draft, Pete, obviously big week in Indianapolis coming up. I am curious. I want to hear about your week and how that goes. But early impressions of positions of strength in this draft, in your opinion, or too early?
Well, I think you look at the edge rushers. There's a lot of them, bunch of them. I mean, and you can go down the line and get them. There's no, I don't think there's the elite of the elite edge rushers, but there's a lot of guys. You're going to get guys in this third and fourth round, second, third, and fourth round are going to end up being contributors as edge rushers. I think that's one thing to keep an eye on. The quarterback class stinks. The safety class is pretty good. The corner class has some guys. They're talented, but you got to do more work on those guys. The defensive interior has a couple guys that underachieved. I mean, you guys know the kid at Florida is a hell of a player, but he wasn't on the field all that much. Right. The kid at Clemson, Peter Woods, was supposed to be a top 5 pick and didn't play very well. So there's a lot of bodies that you have to do more work on and find why they weren't as good as they were a year ago. But I think, you know what? Jacksonville's gotten killed a little bit for making the trade for Travis Hunter. In reality, this is a good draft not to have a first-round pick. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's a very star-heavy draft at the top.
Yeah.
But what it does have, it has a lot of guys, and you're going to get guys in the second, third, and fourth round who are going to end up being real contributors on your football team.
Yeah, and I agree with that. So you gave up a pick. Guess
and
what?
It's the 24th pick.
Yeah. If Travis Hunter has 5 picks and a bunch of deflections, I don't think anyone's going to be talking. But that's a very good point. 2 final things, Pete. First of all, are you surprised the Jags aren't going to the combine? Are you? I mean, I applaud them because it's more about how good a football player you are, not what you do in the 3-cone run. But what did you make when you heard word they weren't going?
Yeah, I was a little surprised. But again, where do they come from? They come from Gladstone comes from the Rams, and who doesn't go to the combine? The Rams.
Yeah.
Les Snead does. He sometimes doesn't go. They don't. McVay doesn't go. They don't go. And so, am I surprised? No. You can do more work back at the building. I firmly believe that. Now, who's going to sit down and do the interviews with the players? That's the one part of it that I think you might miss out on. And you might have your scouts do it rather than. I'd like to see it. I'd like to, and you can tape them all. Don't get me wrong, but wouldn't you like to be in there grilling the guy and being the GM or Tony or whoever or Liam grilling the guy on why he did this or what he does? So I think you miss out on some of that stuff, but I understand it. I mean, look, it's not the drills. It's not what you do on the field. I think it's all the other stuff that you kind of miss out on a little bit. But look, more and more teams are doing that, and it's not a surprise to me. And look, if all the teams start doing that, who ain't going to be going? A lot of the media ain't going to be going anymore.
Yeah, and I think that may be what happens. Pete, final thing here, and I've waited for an hour and a half to bring this up because I wanted to wait till you were on the show. But I think some of the best times in some of our lives were in the 80s. We were in our 20s. We were poor. We made no money. We were sports writers, but we all hung together. You and me and Gene and John Ogier and Matt Hayes and Gary Smith and Tony Fabrizio and many others. And two of our favorite teammates were our friends Jeff Fries and Ray McNulty. We lost Jeff, to whom you were super close. We all were a number of years back. We learned today that Ray McNulty passed. He got a very difficult bout with esophageal cancer. He was healthy just 2 months ago. We lost him. Pete, I wanted you to talk about that for a second, how much that group meant to all of us, Ray included, and what a wonderful time in our lives that was, and how hard this is when we lose people special like Ray McNulty.
We had a blast. I mean, let's be real. We'd go watch games and we'd all argue with each other, and we'd come into work and somebody would leave early and we'd call him out for leaving early. And Ray would always say he was going to the Oak Shrouded campus. He said he was going to JU. No, you weren't, Ray. You were going home. Quit lying. Or you were going on a date or something. Yeah. And we all call him out for it. We called everybody out for it. It was look, we had it was a great staff. It was a fun staff. We had a good time. We had a lot of fun. And it just hits you right when you're right in the heart when you start losing guys like that. You know, we're all about the same age. We're all roughly the same age, and when you start losing guys like that, it kind of puts it all in perspective. But more than that, it should tell you this: live it up, baby. Yeah. The meter's ticking. I mean, seriously. And losing a guy like Ray, losing Jeff Fries back in the day, and too. Did you see Joey Knight died yesterday?
Yeah,
too.
I did.
Remember Joey?
I did.
Joey's a young
right.
guy. He had cancer too, I think, and it's just awful. It reminds you we're not as young as we used to be. We had some great times with all those guys, and the reality is you got to enjoy what you got left because it isn't forever. We know that.
Yeah, and this one hit me hard. This one hit me hard.
Me too.
And so we lost Ray McNulty. Pete Prisco does a great job as always. One of my dear friends in the business on 1010 XL 92.5 FM. Thank you, Pete.
All right, guys, take care.
All right, Pete Prisco checking in, talking NFL football with us. The Ray McNulty thing before we break. You saw it yesterday. We grew up in this business, and the names I just ran off. Smitter's still there. So Frangie just got out of it. Tony Fabrizio and Matt Hayes, who's with us now, and John Ogier, who's with Jaguars.com, and so many, and Pat Dooley before that, Jeff Miller before that. We were all there in the 80s. We made no money. We made $18,000 a year. We had no money. We had a $400 apartment and a $100 car payment. And gosh, we were the happiest guys in the world because we were sports writers, and we learned together and we argued with each other. And then we went and drank beer at Glory Days on Bay Meadows Road and had the best times ever. And all you ever wanted to do was be the Gator beat writer or the Jaguar beat writer later on, or the columnist, and that's all that mattered. And then later on, we all met girls and got married, and life went on, But it was a special time for us, Hayes. It was a special time, and I know you had a similar group a little bit later, but it was one of the most special times of my life. And again, had nothing, had never met my wife, and we would talk about that we were going to go to this paper or that paper. Or we'd argue with each other about is the SEC better, is the Pac-12 better, or we'd bemoan the fact that our girlfriend just broke up with us. But that it was a bunch of single guys, and it was we learned about journalism, and it was real journalism back then, buddy. It was you had to do it right. There were checks and balances, and we'd all gone to J school, and we'd all so proud that we had this job, and it was a neat time for all of us. And when you lose Ray McNulty, who was a big part of all that. Boy, it hits you in the gut. It really does.
Yeah, absolutely. Ray McNulty came back to the Times Union in 2000 for about maybe a little less than a year to cover the Gators. And he was so much fun to be around, particularly as a Cub reporter. I mean, he was just so funny and had such a great perspective. And by that point in his career, done some really amazing things. And anyway, I always enjoyed Ray, and he has made me belly laugh many times.
Yeah, the story we had, so we had a bunch of us that would get together and play sports. Whatever we played, whether it was softball, whether it was baseball, whether it was flag football, and our friend Tony Fabrizio. Did you ever know Tony? I don't know if you ever did. You ever know?
I
Tony
know the
Fabrizio?
name. I read his work, but I never met him.
So Tony, we're drinking and we're somewhere. I think we might have been in Philadelphia with Jeff Freeze's family. Anyway, somehow Tony says to me, he got mad at me about something, and he goes, and he wasn't a particularly good athlete. He goes, "Oh, let me leave it to Frank. Always got to be the pitcher. Always got to be the quarterback." Well, Ray McNulty repeated that line 7 million times. It didn't matter where. I'd see him in a press box 20 years later. I'd see him in a bar. He'd walk in. Always got to be the quarterback. Always got to be the pitcher. I heard that line. So Ray McNulty said that he would text me that out of nowhere. So it was just
awesome.
it was our funniest line. And that's all. I can see Ray's face. Frank, always got to be the pitcher. Always got to be the quarterback. I've never forgotten that. I've never forgotten that. So a dear friend of all of ours, and may my friend Ray McNulty rest in peace. We had some really good times together. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Big moment. Play-by-play is full of plot twists.
Did that just happen?
And high-octane drama.
And this game is tied.
Experience the most play-by-play sports on 1010XL.
Could you imagine? There was a time you could just tell your kids to shut up right to their face. No explanations, just shut up. How much easier would that have been? Why is the sun hot? I don't know. Why don't you shut up? Well, that was uncalled for.
Tom Hopper live in the Grateful Bread Tour. Saturday, February 21st, on stage at Florida Theater. Tickets are on sale now at floridatheater.com.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval!
Some plumbing companies say they're local, right up until you realize their headquarters are in New York City. At Hall & Sons Plumbing, we're actually from here. Born, raised, and fixing leaks right here in Jacksonville. Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
Frank Frangie here from my bank, South State Bank. South State has been committed to delivering world-class customer service that businesses like yours and mine can count on. From personalized support to cutting-edge banking solutions, South State Bank has blended the trusted traditions we all value with the innovation you need for tomorrow. Whether you're managing cash flow or investing in growth, South State Bank is here to help you move forward. Visit southstatebank.com or visit your local branch today. That's South State, member FDIC.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Leon Serza here, your lemon pepper guy. You know Wingstop always delivers. And I'm not talking about that cooked-to-order, hand-sauced and tossed chicken sandwich in your choice of 12 mouth-watering flavors. I'm not talking about the house-made ranch. So good, nobody will blame you if you double dip. I'm talking about Wingstop that delivers straight to your door. And did you know they're open until 1 a.m.? So visit wingstop.com or use the app to get flavors delivered right to your door late night only at Wingstop.
Can't stop. Wingstop.
Spring is almost here. Is your yard ready? Lucas Tree Service, a family-owned business with over 45 years of experience, is your local certified arborist for tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for residential or commercial properties. Protect your home, boost your curb appeal, and get top-notch service from a Jacksonville company. Make sure your trees are healthy and safe before summer hits. Schedule your tree inspection today at lucastreeservice.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
When you drive past a Kuhn Flowers location, did you know their inside showroom is filled with gift items? Kuhn Flowers isn't just for sending flowers. Frangie here, and when I need a unique gift, I head for Kuhn Flowers, Beach Boulevard and in Ponte Vedra since 1947. Kuhn Flowers.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
A lot of good moments on the show, but my favorite one is my buddy Pete Prisco just joined us talking NFL and Jaguars and a whole lot more, and able to reminisce about one of our dear friends in the business that we came up in the business with, our friend Ray McNulty, who lost his fight with cancer this week. Good man, and it was good to catch up with Pete and talking NFL and a whole lot, and that's the golden moment, as it often is when Pete comes on the program. By the way, when Jake Paul fought Anthony Joshua, I was convinced it was just another tomato can that Jake was going to beat, and then Joshua beat him up pretty good. You see where he broke his jaw in two places?
Oh, wow.
And now had to have a second. So you see that story? Had to have a second surgery?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he made his money's worth, but I'm glad he finally fought like a real boxer.
Yeah, me too.
Who showed him what time it was.
Me too, because I thought it was going to be some other, over the hill guy that
walk
he was
over.
His fight against Mike Tyson was the worst sporting event I have ever witnessed.
I'm still so glad I did not take part in that.
Worst ever.
Yeah,
it was terrible. And so obviously he fought and Joshua and in that punch. We've all seen it. I mean, that was a punch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was God bless.
By the way, Joshua
didn't get broken in 3 places.
Yeah, it probably did. Joshua, like right after the fight, was in Nigeria and got into a bad car accident. 2 of his bodyguards died. He almost died in a car accident.
Yeah, right.
And it said Tyson Fury said, seeing that affected me and made me get back into things because like life is so short. So it looks like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua might have a fight this summer.
Interesting. Yeah, they have before. Yeah, so interesting.
No,
stuff.
they haven't.
Oh, they've never
actually.
fought.
No.
Who was considered like
he fought Wilder a few times.
Yeah, he fought Deontay Wilder a couple times. He never fought Joshua.
Never.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Who is considered the greatest like pound for pound boxer right now? Like
Crawford, who's like a 147-pound guy, but he just went up and fought Canelo, which that was a huge fight. But it's probably been like 6 months since then.
But you know what? I wouldn't have known that answer either. But what a world we're in when a talk show that can't think of the great boxer existing right now.
Yeah,
none of us can, and none of our shows could. I mean, think about it. I say that I assume, but not just our shows, talk shows around. It's just not a thing.
Yeah, unless it's like a big heavyweight fight, nobody's really talking.
It's just really not a big thing. So, nobody is. And I will say, I've said this before. I do miss that. I miss Hagler Hearns.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Roberto Duran. We all miss Ali and Frazier and Foreman, and we all miss Tyson and Holyfield. That's a shame that went away.
Yeah, and it's been gone for probably like 25 years. I mean, we've had a guy here or there, but you haven't had a patch, a clump of great fighters at the same time with those great rivalries.
Yes, and I don't believe it went away because of MMA. I think it went away and was gone, and then MMA came along is the best thing since then. But
they killed themselves because of TV rights, pay-per-views. HBO was really the only place you could watch boxing for a long time, and it killed itself and I hope college football doesn't become. It never will be like that dead because of how passionate we are about the sport. But
you can still watch it for free.
Exactly.
But JJ, what you said, I screamed it into the mic. In my 38-year radio career, many times, if boxing keeps making people pay to watch when all these other sports are free, then they're going to be and at the end of the day, that's what killed it. Boxing stood their ground, and they continue to say, if you're going to watch our event, you're going to have to pay for it. Well, guess what? I don't pay for the Super Bowl. I don't pay for the NBA Finals. I don't pay for the World Series. And if you make me pay for boxing, boxing's going to go away, and it did.
And you're only going to have those fans that are already boxing fans to pay for it. You're never going to get the kids to be into that sport, so it's going to die in a few years.
It's what killed the sport, no question about it. Let's take a break. We'll be back. Wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Major League Baseball teams beginning Cactus League and Grapefruit League play in both Arizona and Florida. The New York Yankees, the betting favorite to win the American League this season. Yankees at plus 470. Seattle at plus 500. The Toronto Blue Jays plus 650. Boston Red Sox at plus 700. Over the National League, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the overwhelming favorite to capture the NL. They're at plus 115. The New York Mets plus 700. Philadelphia Phillies plus 800. And the Chicago Cubs plus 950. The Dodgers are the favorite to win the World Series at plus 210, Yankees plus 1,000, and Seattle plus 1,200.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest, upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins. Fighting for your rights since 1975.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent, Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
The riders who face Daytona Supercross are built different. Withstanding the most unforgiving and grueling track is not just a point of pride, but of pure grit and determination. This battle can only be felt in person. Witness the action unfold at the only place in Florida where the biggest names will battle it out under the lights. Daytona Supercross is built different. It's built for champions. It's built for fans. The gate drops Saturday, February 28th. There's only one place to be. Secure your tickets and trackside access at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name, it represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
At the First Coast YMCA, there's no place like this place, with programs and experiences that will bring your whole family together. Summer will be here before we know it, and Y Summer Day Camp registration is now open. Visit your local Y to secure your child's spot early for a season full of memories and adventure. Don't delay. Day camps will fill up. There's no place like this place, so visit your local Y to sign up or online at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
The month for love is a perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live, from closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. With their brand new showroom now open, they have extended the offer of 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free consultation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. 6 locations on the First Coast. 6 terrific locations. Mandarin and Orange Park, the south side, 2 on the west side, and the north side for oil changes and brakes and alignments and the like. Head to Big Chief Tire. All right, almost out of time here on the program. Gators win easy?
I think so.
Tell me how the game goes.
I think it's almost a first round TKO. I think Florida's up 11 at the half and goes on to win by, I'll say, 24. I think it's one of those games where they empty the bench the final couple of minutes. So I'll say Florida, maybe not quite as high scoring as what we've seen, maybe a little lackadaisical on the road, but I'll say Florida wins 86-70.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that they had that stretch of what we thought were going to be hard games didn't turn out to be. It almost has a weird ho-hum feeling to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You get that way? You get that feeling?
Yeah, because South Carolina, you knew that they were going to demolish. And it has been odd that they've had 2 basically games against bottom feeders in the league back to back. But it picks back up. Next week, you're talking about a trip to Texas, who is going to be in dire need for the win to make sure they're in the field. And then a game Saturday night in Gainesville against Arkansas, which is, if there's any hope for Arkansas to win the SEC, they've got to beat the Gators in Gainesville.
Let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Rick, it's USA versus Canada. I know you're quite the early riser.
Yeah.
It'll be 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. Will you be up?
Absolutely. No question about it. Hey, listen, we pick on the fact that I don't like to get up, but when I have to get up, I get up. I'm there for Jaguars training camp, and I remember the old days.
How about morning golf? You have to free up for morning golf?
How about the old days? I don't know what it's like now, but when we used to travel on the charter and we get those 7:30 a.m. bus rides that would take us from here across the street to the stadium, and the game would be like 5 hours away. So, yeah, I can get up if I have to get up. Golf, no. Heck no with golf. But, what a weekend and what a treat. Because I actually had scheduled a late afternoon tee time on Sunday, going to the beach tomorrow. So this is going to be perfect now. 8 o'clock, get up, watch what I think is going to be just a phenomenal gold medal game.
They going to win? Or
I think they're going to win. I do. I think that it is so put together right now. They're so gelled offensively. You look at what they do, the way that they pass, and there's really not a lot of flaws. Now, health is huge. Crosby didn't go today. Thompson got nicked up late in the game. Hockey's pretty weird about the way that they actually handle the injury situation. But here's my guess with tonight and tomorrow. Those Canadian scribes, those writers, I think they're going to go as deep as they can to put out there just how great the USA is with their special teams. They haven't allowed a goal yet. When they are shorthanded. And for people who don't follow hockey, that's almost like forcing a football team to turn the ball over on downs. It's like shutting them 4 downs, and then you totally take back the momentum. So I have a feeling that they're smart writers there, and of course it's their number one sport. I think they're going to really emphasize, you can't break them with the power play. You can't break them with the power play, and I think all of those Canadians will be well aware of that by the time they drop the puck.
I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm going to get up and watch it. So there's that.
It's going to be a blast.
What's coming up tonight?
We got all that. We got all
hockey.
that and much more. Oh, yeah. We got some football to get into tonight. I want to talk a little bit about ESPN tonight. I got a lot of great things scheduled, and I just hope I have an opportunity to get to them all because I'm really excited about this hockey game. This is going to be a blast.
All right. We'll be listening. Rick Ballou, as he goes into the night. I'll be up watching hockey. I don't watch. I can't remember last time I watched a hockey game start to finish. So I'm going to watch that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that one.
We'll kick off the vacation.
Yeah, yes, it will. I will be gone next week. You'll be holding down the fort, you and JJ. Thank you for that. I'll be back a week from Monday. I hope to go see a little baseball next week. I'm going to play a little golf next week. I should see 2 spring training games, so should be a fun week. That'll be fun. We'll see you in about a week. Hayes and JJ see the rest of you guys on Monday. Rick Ballou is next. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from